Listen up. If that restless fire inside won't let you sleep, if you're sick of spinning your wheels pitching to investors who look right through your pitch like it's nothing, then this is for you. Because here's the brutal truth nobody else will say out loud. It's not just what you build, it's how you package that vision, the business model you choose, that makes investors' eyes either light up or glaze over. You can have the best product, the smartest tech, the world class team, and still, you get nowhere because your business model screams too hard, too risky, too slow, or worst of all, small upside. If that stings, good. It should. There's a pit in your gut right now, isn't there? Watching others grab huge checks while you scrape by on crumbs, feeling invisible, unheard, like you're shouting into a void. It's maddening, humiliating. You know you're building something real, something that could change the game. Then why does the money run in the opposite direction? Because venture capitalists don't throw cash at dreams. They bet on war horses that fit a formula. And if your business model doesn't hit those marks, you're dead before you start. But here's the kicker. You don't have to accept that. You can hack the game. You can command the spotlight. You just need to explode the illusion of what a good business model looks like. Drop the same tired ideas everyone else is pitching. Stop fishing in the shallow end. Here's the first electric pulse you need to shock into your mind. VCS wants scale. Not just growth, real scale that's explosive, inevitable, relentless. And it's not just about how many customers you sell to, but how fast you lock them in, how sticky your revenue streams are, and how high your margins climb as you grow. Every second you waste on a model that drips money, leaks loyalty, or forces endless costly sales efforts, you lose. So don't fall for nice or comfortable models. Those are traps for the complacent. Instead, build something that sucks investors in with the force of a black hole. Recurring revenue locked in by contracts or subscriptions, irresistible network effects pulling users deeper, razor-thin marginal costs that let margins explode with scale. Most founders get this wrong because they're chasing early revenue, chasing quick deals, chasing validation. But investors are hunting for infinite upside, for the unfair advantage you're building that no one else can copy overnight. If your business model lives in a place where competitors can easily say, "Me too," or where your growth depends on beating 1,000 small battles, you're dead. The solution? Embed strategic defensibility into your revenue flows. Layer in network effects where growth makes you stronger, platform models where each user adds value to all users, or enterprise contracts that lock buyers in and make churn nearly impossible. Don't build something just to survive. Build something that slaughters the competition by design. Now listen carefully. Here's the secret sauce that most never touch, because it's counterintuitive and scary. Sometimes the business model that pulls in the most VC cash isn't the one that's closest to your original idea. And that's not a compromise. It's a weapon. Adjust your model ruthless and fast if needed. If you're selling direct to consumers with ad revenue today, but that model screams volatility and low margins to investors, figure out how to convert that into subscriptions, memberships, or pay-to-play features that build predictable cash flow. If your product is niche and slow to scale, think about layered offerings that open up wider markets through partnerships or white label deals. The moment you lock onto a model with multiple revenue engines or usage tiers that smooth peaks and valleys is the moment you start to move from interesting to must-have in investors' eyes. They don't want a gamble. They want a ballet of growth, margin, and lock-in. But here's the part that flips everything on its head. If you want capital, you must speak a different language than your customers. They want value. Investors want leverage. You must translate every metric, every number, every strategy in terms of scalability, defensibility, multiple expansion, and exit potential. If you're stuck explaining just how much your product helps users, you're losing. Instead, explain how your business model multiplies that value, turns customer engagement into unstoppable growth, and turns revenue into a recurring, ever-growing engine. Speak in multiples, speak in retention, speak in niche dominance. Make them feel the inevitability of your success. Now here's the hardest part. The part that will either break you or make you unstoppable. Tear down every assumption you've ever had about your market, your business, and your role. If your model depends on one market, one customer type, or one revenue stream, you're building a house on sand. Because VC funding is not about a single play. It's about an ecosystem of plays, each feeding the other, lifting your valuation higher. And if this feels like rewriting your business DNA, good. Instead, weave your business model like a net that catches every opportunity. Multiple geographies, tiers, user types, strategic partners, all driving diversified but connected revenue flows. You need to rebirth it. The startup grind isn't just about building fast or pivoting, it's about relentless transformation. Investors respect founders who own their business models like a weapon, who can rip out old revenue channels without blinking, who can redesign the entire engine on a dime when the data screams it's necessary. They aren't looking for planners, they want warriors. So be ready to fight for your future by mastering business model innovation like a blacksmith forging an undefeated sword. Don't forget this, your network is your ultimate superpower here. Investors don't just look at models, they look at connections. If your business model is flawless, but you are isolated from mentors, from strategic partners, from the right capital sources, you're invisible. You need to be in the orbit of the few who get it, who can open doors, who can amplify the value of your model with introductions, credibility, and follow on funding. So build your ecosystem now. Don't wait. Reach out fiercely. Find your venture partners who see the raw potential inside your model and know exactly how to scale it. This is where you break free from the tired cycle of chasing capital without strategy. Shift your focus from please invest to here is why this model will dominate markets and produce returns you can't ignore. Understand that venture capital is not charity. It's a ruthless game of trust, potential, and narrative. You control the narrative by proving you have not just a great product, but a model designed to crush odds, outpace competitors, and build a business so sticky, so profitable, that investors have no choice but to throw their weight behind you. The moment this clicks inside is the moment everything changes. No more playing it safe, no more pretending one idea fits all, no more begging for scraps. It's time to weaponize your business model for venture capital. Turn it into a magnet so powerful it draws the right money, the right partners, the right future to your doorstep. If this feels like the hardest thing you ever have to do, good, because it is. But it's also the most urgent. The rare few who master this go on to reshape industries, rewrite realities, and transcend every limitation they once believed was set in stone. Today, this is your call to rise above the noise, above the illusions, above the broken promises of the free market that actually chains you to failure. Build that business model, not just a model, but a fortress, a machine, an unstoppable force. Show investors you're not just a founder, you're a force of nature. Make them believe with every fiber of your being that betting on you is the smartest, most electrifying move they'll ever make. Now, own it, relentlessly.